Go live. We should be live.
Already.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Thursday. We are so glad that you're here. We've got a special guest tonight who is crushing it in the real estate agency space. So we can't wait to get to that. Shane, I'm going to work on that chat bot, spam bot to go out to everybody who needs it.
That's right. Everybody, that's part of that. Stay tuned. You're going to get spammed. Yeah, we're super pumped tonight. And I think I'm more excited because our special guest tonight's from Canada. So Canadians are going to rule the show tonight. Unfortunately, Matt, I'm sorry. But listen, we're really excited. We have a very special guest that has been with the Academy for a very, very long time and has scaled his business, actually multiple businesses now, doing very, very well. Mangat here with GenerateAgentLeads.com. So Prab, super excited to have you on. We've been trying to get you on the show for a little while now. You're a super busy guy to get a hold of, but we really, really appreciate you coming on. Everybody that's tuning in, watching, we appreciate you for coming on and watching another episode of Whiskey Thursday. And I've been told that Prab's purpose tonight is to drop as much value as possible. So guys, you don't want to miss this show. I think it's going to be a really good show tonight. So Prab, welcome to the show. Really excited to have you. Another fellow Canadian as well.
Thanks for having me, Shane. I mean, it's a pleasure. I've been super busy. I think last time Shane messaged me and then I booked and then something came up, the family that I had to cancel. And then it just took forever to schedule a call. But yeah, today we're going to drop a lot of value on scaling. For those of you guys watching this today, I'm probably going to give you guys the exact roadmap to scale to
the exact roadmap? We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this.
Exact roadmap, don't worry, guys.
We should have asked more questions before we went live, Shane. Canadians are too nice, man.
Yeah, it's called Whiskey Thursday. There's no pre-interview. There's nothing, no question. We just we fly by the seat of our pants on this show. So, but no, we're really excited about this, and I think people that are going to be watching are going to get a lot out of this show tonight. So, really excited about this, and just excited to have you on. I know you've been part of the Academy. I think you were part of the original beta program as well. Way back, and you and your partner just been just really busy growing your business, getting more clients, and continuing to scale over and over again. And the best part about it is that well, number one, you're Canadian, and I'm just going to keep saying this, but the second part is you're just a young guy. I feel like I think I'm twice your age. So
yeah, people can't really tell my age, but how old do you think I look?
Oh, well, I know, I'm pretty sure I know how old you are because last time we chatted, I asked you. But I'd say you've been.
Let's see. Hang on. Let me look. 24.
24.
No, you're off by 4 years.
Up or down?
Down, man.
20.
Yeah, he's just a young guy.
See, I can't grow a beard to save my life. I'm in my 30s, and I'm just jealous. Sorry.
My beard was this big. I had to get it trimmed.
Oh
my gosh, you're 20 years old. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, because when you guys joined, I think when you guys joined the Academy, you were you were just around 19 years old or something.
I think we were just turned 18. Yeah.
Just right out of school, and you jumped right into this and started a business. So yeah. It's pretty awesome. It's awesome, guys. If you're watching, make sure #live, or if you're watching the replay, make sure to hashtag the replay and let us know where you're watching from, because we always like to know where people are tuning in from, and hopefully we can give you a bit of a shout out here as well. So Prab, let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about sort of the history and before you kind of jumped into all of this, and then let's get into what you're doing now and how people can scale their businesses in the real estate space.
Yeah. So I'll start off from before the Academy. So I mean, before the Academy, I went to college. I played athletics for 2 years on the soccer team. I had a scholarship. And then I sort of of course, everyone starts off with the Ty Lopez ad or something, right? So you want to for me, I always had I was a lot of chip on my shoulder. I was gonna like do something more, and then like it came to be like it was like a lot of online things that you can do, like FBA. We tried everything, right? We tried FBA. I remember like there's a software named Jungle Scout, and then way back then like we couldn't even pay for Jungle Scout, and then we tried all the stuff. So then we went into SMMA. We worked with chiropractors. We worked with like immigration and all this kind of stuff. And we were just like every client, we would go drive to their office, and then basically we're like, well, we need some sort of mentorship. And like the whole story is this. So at Jasted, his parents, they bought like an investment property a couple years back, and then the realtor hit Jasted's dad actually connected it. He's like, oh, my son guys are doing this whole social media thing. And what happened is then we tried doing like so we got you guys course, and that was like our first client, and then we did quite well for him, right? And weirdly enough, like we just use exact same lead campaigns that are taught in the academy, and I think we ran a list of homes, like a apartment pre-sale, and the guy made 30K in the first month. So like,
Whoa.
yeah, that's a major win right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can do this. Like this is something we want to do. And then of course, like there's ups and downs. We started figuring out that like, well, these leads are longer, and then it was just a learning process. And then refining our process, like here now, like we tried ISA, so that worked out, and we tried text follow-up, that worked out. So we just combined and really refined our process to now, like right now, it may seem weird, but like we did the math on all the agents that we've helped, and especially from the current program, so they're done with you, 76% of the agents got a buyer or seller under contract in 60 days. It's weird, but I did
In under 60 days? You went over that way too fast. You got to slow down.
Yeah. So like 76% had like a buyer or seller under contract, or some were very close to that point. Like they were working and getting the deal done, and that's under 60 days. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, when you're saying under contract, are you saying the buyer or seller? I mean, well, a seller contract's a little different, right? They sign a listing agreement. With a buyer, you also sign a buyer agency agreement before the deal goes pending. So are you saying like 76% had a buyer under contract with an agency agreement, or as in they were in a pending deal?
Like for me, like I don't, I'd say agency agreement.
Okay, so that agency still, I mean, it's like, you know, Gary Keller says you list buyers like you list sellers. So if you're listing 76, or if your clients are getting 76%, you know, within 60 days, a buyer or a seller, that is huge. That is huge.
Yeah, it's like I look at everyone else in the space, and like it's not even boasting, but like there's a thing that we did. It's a little bit different, and I'll explain that later on and how we wrote all those results. But
yeah, because I think everybody watching wants to know how you're doing this.
I don't know. What do you think, you guys? You want to know how he's doing?
I don't know. Maybe we'll end Whiskey Thursday early, and we'll just keep all the secrets to ourselves.
There you go.
And the live and called Matt and
It's all good. But that's amazing. That's great. But you know, it's a journey, right? Like, I mean, you know, you didn't start figuring this out, you know, way at the beginning, right? You kind of, like you said, you started doing ads, you know, hire an ISA team, then figured out text messages were the way to go, combined all that, you know, improved on your system and so on, and has kind of made it your own, right? You figured out something, made it your own, built out a new company called GenerateAgentLeads.com, right? And now you're doing a lot more done for you type of service, right? As opposed to, done with you, right? Sorry, done with you, as opposed to sort of traditional done for you services, which a lot of the marketing agencies are doing now. So that's awesome. And I think we're gonna.
Site.
What's that?
This have you seen this site? GenerateAgentLeads.com. This is sweet.
No, bring it up on the screen. Let's take a look at it. Can we look at this? Do you mind, Prab? No, all right. A little bit of promo for you. Let's take a peek.
Dude, this is sweet.
Ah, nice.
Josh Ted is a website designer.
Apparently so. I mean, is this ClickFunnels?
No, this Webflow is. I like Webflow. Webflow's been quite well for us.
I love it. You got the transparent top piece, which stays with them.
We're gonna fix that. I think there's another color there.
What makes it so special?
Let's break down the site.
1 hour per month required for a packed calendar with appointments. Whew, that's tempting. 76% of the agents get a lead under contract within 60 days or less.
Love it.
Wow.
It's great.
216 plus agents served in North America. That's a lot of people that you've worked with. And you've got, look at this.
There's way more testimonials. I haven't even updated them yet, man.
All these testimonials. This is sweet. This is a good looking site.
Yeah.
Now, are you running your traffic when you're running? I know we haven't even got there yet.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let us know. Let us know your thoughts, you guys. What would you rate this? A, B, C. How valuable do you think having something like this in your business would be?
I think it's great. All the testimonials. Just,
this is awesome.
yeah. Good job, man. Great. All right.
I would say that's definitely
let's funnel hack this.
definitely a step above what most people are running in funnels.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, listen, let's give some shout outs here to the people that are watching. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Let's see here. I see Ian, Kevin, Albert, Frambo tuned in. Ian's watching live. Thanks for joining us. Ellen, Yash is here. Luke, Peter, and Yash watching from Boston. Mason from Ohio. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We got Ahmad here. Todd Taylor is watching as well. Brian Sloan watching from, where's GA?
Georgia?
Georgia, is that Georgia? Okay, so watching from Georgia. Johnny is here. Hashtag beast for Prab. And we got a bunch of other people here. Vinash, Cheyenne is here as well. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, watching. I would love the support. And guys, if you have any questions at all for Prab, we're going to talk about scaling your business, Facebook ads for real estate agents, all kinds of different things.
Actually, you know what? Let us know. Are you a real estate agent or are you a marketer? Let us know down in the comments below so we know who exactly is here and how to cater the message, if you will.
I've got value bonds for agents as well.
What's that?
I've got value bonds for agents as well.
Value bombs for both? I love it. I love it, man. Oh, that is awesome.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about sort of, one of the things I really I like is that you've kind of transitioned sort of away from the traditional market, like the marketing agency, into now what is your done done for you service, right? Yeah. How did you transition from like sort of traditional into that? Like why did you do that? What did you see in the market that sort of made you move away from sort of that traditional agency to this new thing now where you're teaching and training real estate agents on how to do this themselves, right?
Yeah. So basically so we paid a lot of money for training. So there's a guy in Toronto, I'm not sure if you guys know him, but he has a company named salesprocess.io. So what he does is we're part of his mastermind. It's like $16K for like the higher one. So that one, basically all he does is he consults for SaaS companies, right? So tech startups, and he's an engineer himself. And with SaaS companies, the thing is a lot of them hire marketers, and then it's the same thing. Marketers don't work. And a lot of SaaS companies say, "Oh, I hired a marketer, didn't work for me. How are you different?" And what he did is he took it, he used to work done for you with SaaS companies. Now, SaaS is venture capital backed. They have a lot of money to spend. And what he did is he took 2 or 3 companies, and he of course put a sales process in place, which is very, very similar to how you scale the agency. It's the very same process. And he SaaS owners don't really want to do it themselves. They want to get it done for them because they're busy guys. So he sells it done with you, right? So I'm well, if this guy can do it for SaaS companies with busy CEOs, I'm sure we can do it with real estate agents. And there's a thing by Eugene Schwartz. I think it's Eugene Schwartz, but an offer is there, and done for you is not saturated by any means. I'm not trying to in today's live, guys. I'm not going to try discouraging anyone from done for you. It's completely normal. I just thought we do done with you, and I'll explain why. But done for you, there's an offer, right? And when a lot of people are using it, it came to a point where we were running a lot of ads, and everyone would still be "Oh, how are you guys different? This company said this company said this." And the thing with selling leads, it's fine, right? It works at a high price point if you have a brokerage or enterprise level deal. But what we found is with leads, it's sort of a race to the bottom where everyone is going for the cheapest leads. Oh, this company's offering me this. There's a company of Street Text out there. They're $150 a month. Now I've looked into their economics.
My
Like,
first client, I competed against them. That was like 4 years ago. It's like that was the question. It's like, how are you? Like, we're already paying street leads, $2,000 a month or something like that for a huge amount of leads, right? And I ended up having to convince them, like, okay, well, like, why are we talking?
yes,
Obviously, there's something wrong with what you're doing now. What is it that you need, right? So that's how we ended up winning the account. But yeah, they're really, really cheap, and and there's a bunch of other ones as well, right? It's not just them. I think my third client, I ended up competing against Real Geeks, and they're offering Facebook ads for $299 a month. It's like, and then you got YLocal and all the rest of them, right? I mean, they're all over the place.
the thing with street techs is they got a weird model. So like it's completely automated. They have no salespeople, and that's how they're able to charge because they don't have to pay the commission, and their economics make sense. Now, like for them, it's something that an agent can just pay, right? Like $2,000 for a whole year, they can probably pay it. So I mean, they've probably did their math, and like they have retention rates that are quite high. I mean, if you run ads, any ad that you run on real estate for a year, I'm sure it's gonna convert, and you're gonna make back your ROI if you spend 2K. So I mean, that's how theirs work. But getting back to it, sorry. So when like an offer, like when it was sort of challenged, and yes, we were still making profits, right? But we found that like the same stuff over and over again, and we want to charge a premium, especially if we want to build a sales team, like a commission-only sales team. It works really, really well if like you have a 5K ticket price, right? So the economics makes sense. So we're like, well, we have to do something different, and then we started like after looking at Nick Cosman and sort of considering that. Like we already know that if we run paid ads again, like you can scale, you're gonna have way too many calls, right? But we wanted to start building a sales team, and we had another consulting, a guy we consult with. His name's Earl, but like he mentioned, like sales team is very, very important to have, and we want to try it because the thing is, like no one in the space has tried a commission-only sales team, right? Door to door to the internet, and we're like, well, we have to do something, and we have to do a 5K ticket price. So how do we do a 5K ticket price for a single agent? And even selling 5K is a little bit difficult. So basically, like we decided to make a course. We took on one or two one-on-one done with the clients. It worked really well because like with the agency at the time, I think we had like 25 or 26 agents. So we were doing quite well. And like, we were like, well, we had to change up something. And once we started the done with you program, like when we had it done for you, everyone would ask sales related questions, right? It was always like I can't convert these leads. So what we did is we started implementing weekly group coaching calls. And we took the same concept into the done with you model. Now, with real estate ads, there's a lot of ways of running real estate ads. Now, the way we run ads is just lead ads, simple lead ads. Lead ads to like text follow-up is what kills it for us. It's simple.
Can we ask real quick, why are you running that versus long form? I mean, we see this constantly, right? We're running long form, we're running, lead gen, everybody's kind of like flexing on whatever it is they're doing. So why do you choose to do that over long form?
Personally, like I find that I know long form works. Like long form has been great for some people, but for us, what's worked so far, like I can go on, like once I get the sales team together, by all means, I'm going to go in and try out long form to develop the product. But right now we've had success with just the short form leads because like what we find is like, it's the initial text that starts a conversation. So once a conversation has been started, the agent comes in by text and they start talking, and then they move on to the phone call. Like I'll dive into the whole fulfillment side of things later, like how we do it. But essentially, like the whole done with you program, we found that agents liked it more. So like they're like, wait, I never heard of this offer before. Tell me more. And we took that and we were able to charge. So right now we charge $3,800 USD. In Canada, it's like $5,100. So the economics doesn't make sense. Like every single SDR we've hired is in Canada. So they prospect in the States.
SDR.
Yes. That's how the commission-only sales structure works.
So what does SDR stand for?
Sales Development Rep.
Okay. Yeah. Just so we're on the same page.
So like they prospect in the States and like the conversion helps. Now we've also done like the economics in Canada as well. Like even if we're selling Canada, we as a company will still make profit. And then like it worked, right? So we had agents come on board, weekly coaching calls. And I think the weekly coaching calls is a real success. Like even if you have a done for you program, I personally think the weekly coaching calls have been a game changer for us. Like we had agents that said they couldn't convert, and I looked inside their Go High Level and the text messages, they were sending paragraphs. And I'm like, that's not how it works, right? And
They're sending novels about real estate and buy. Have you ever wanted to buy a house? Let me just give you a small 6 pages of how to buy a house for dummies.
exactly. And it was just like, there's no value by the agent. It would just like go straight for the kill. Oh, are you interested? Do you want to go see homes? And obviously they're not going to, like, they're just going to ghost you. So, well, we had like a follow-up plan that works. And I'll briefly go over it right now. But
I mean, these are the people who say dating apps don't work, right?
yeah, like,
Sorry, couldn't help it.
sorry. Like one day I went through like some of the top performing agents. I saw how they're doing their follow up, and it's like as soon as the first response is there, they go in and they qualify by text, like beds, bath, all that kind of stuff. And then once that happens, then they send them a homes list because they get what they asked for, right? And then after that, what I have I like to call is the lean out period. So you wait minimum of 4 hours or even a day after, and then you ask them, do you like any homes on the list? And then they say yes. Then you say, are you pre-approved? No. And let the lender
wait, you're going so fast. That was really big right there. You have a lean out period. Is that what you called it?
Yes, sir. Yep.
See, you're leaning the leads out.
Yeah, like you're waiting a little bit. It's like a strategic thing, and it's worked. And usually 4 hours. Some agents have also worked for them, but the rule of thumb for me and what I've seen with other agents is a lean out thing, right? So where you wait a little bit, and then after that you ask, do you like any homes on the list I sent you? And then they'll say yes. Next step is pre-approved. Are they pre-approved? No. Then you should be partnering up with a lender, and the lender can work the lead for you, right? They'll come back over time. If they're good and they're pre-approved, then you can start showing. Like that's like the process that we teach the agents. Like the lean out, like, give them the stuff, lean out, and then sometimes like you can nurture them with email. The agents that do really, really well are the ones that record content constantly, and like they're crushing it. So I think what
kind of content are they recording?
So, like we tell them to like record like market stats and everything. I have had one agent like who like took off his shirt for he's pretty jacked guy, and you got to professionally shot.
You'd have to be, right? You'd have to be. Wouldn't work for somebody like me.
Nope. I'm banned from Facebook. Might work on TikTok though.
Good.
No, dad bods are in, man. Dad bods are in.
That's right.
Yeah, like that one video he mentioned in the private group, he's like, he got like 3 listing appointments, like 2 buyer clients from it. One video, organic, right? So,
yeah, but did he sell any houses, or did he just book a bunch of in-house appointments with people? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But I mean, that's crazy. So he did something that was a little bit off the wall, a little bit unique, and immediately saw results.
Exactly. Like he had the audience too. Like he's been working with us for a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a bunch of leads. I tell him to friend request every lead on Facebook. Like it's like your audience.
Whoa, nobody does that. What do you mean you're telling him to friend request every lead that's coming? I don't know if people understand like how much gold is being dropped, because you're just talking about it as if it's like no big deal. Like, yeah, this is how rocket science works. And it's super.
Well, I think it's one of these things where it's like, and even if like I'm trying to put myself into like our viewers' shoes, right? And it's like they're, if they're listening to this, like, okay, it's such an obvious thing. It's like, yeah, just friend request your leads, right? But like, how many agents do this?
The ones that are talking to you, that is, the ones that are talking to you, like the ones you have conversations with, which is like 70%, friend request them.
Yeah, they came in on Facebook. It's not that abnormal.
Yes.
And what you get, maybe, I mean, people, it's a friend request. It's not, I'm coming to your house tomorrow or something like that. It's a friend request. They don't have to accept.
Exactly. And you can also segment friends lists. Like I still don't know how to do that yet, but I think you can segment your list, like cater some posts towards them.
Yep. Yeah. You can. I segment mine. I think Shane, you segment yours, right?
Yeah, I'm like so anal about that. Just like I don't use it all that much anymore, but I still segment everything, right? So if you're not seeing posts, it's because you're in the wrong list.
I also stopped accepting friend requests when people don't send a message.
Right? Oh, you have.
So are you guys sending a message when you send the friend request?
Yeah, so like what we do is just like we just want to friend request them and post constantly. I think there's also a video like in the organic lead gen part where we tell them like reach out like, hey, it's Mark here. I just want to check in with you. If you have any questions about real estate, let me know. Just keep it like at a bare minimum. Don't go for the kill, and then filter them with content.
So we have a couple questions here. Yeah, actually, just find it here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Lots of comments. Guys, if you have any questions about this kind of stuff, this is the time to ask. So Yash asks, how did you figure out Done With You was the best model to work with? And I think you kind of cover a little bit of that, but like why did you, not necessarily why did you go that way, but like why did you feel like that was the better way to go?
So like the first thing is like client success. The client success shot up, and I don't know why. Another reason is like we have a private group, right? So agent asks a question, another agent comes in and answers it, right? But that was the first reason. Secondly, way less time. Like you are not like, thing is, there's nothing wrong with this. This is just me, personal opinion. But like now you're not working underneath the agent. Like you're pretty much, they're doing it by themselves, and you are now like it. I think it's a word I like to call it. It's called status delta, right? So you have, they know there's like 40 other agents inside the program. They know that you're a busy guy. No one's going to be ringing your phone anymore. It's going to be through email support or the Facebook group. That's the other benefit. Other benefit is, here's the thing. So when you do Done For You, like typically most agencies, if you're working with a single agent and they're charging $1,500 or even $2,000 with ISA, they're only pocketing like $1,000 each month. And we did the math, like most agents retain for 3 to 5 months. Like we've had agents that we made, like the guy made 30K for. This guy went on to work with another lead company for some reason, right? So it was weird. The 3 to 5 months, we had some clients that were more, but on average, 3 to 5 months. We're like, well, why don't we just charge that up front and say, we're going to charge you for the rest of the year. So we're going to charge you $3,800 for the rest of the year. Now the Done With You program, the benefit is you can split it up into 2 payments as well, right? Sometimes even 3, but we just do 2 right now. And it worked out, and we made the money that we wanted. Like the profit for 5 months, we make it in like sometimes the 1 payment, sometimes 2 payments, right? So we've already made back our profit. We did the math. And now what happened is that they're going to be with us for a year. And in a year, like it's, if you run Facebook ads like, and you have good follow-up, even if there's just text follow-up going on to start the conversation, you are going to be bound to convert at least 1 deal. Like it's almost 100% guaranteed if they're working with you for a year and they're coming on the coaching calls. And we did that, and the agents were happy. Like 3 or 4 months in, the agents are very happy. So then we're like, well, we had another a mentor, and he's like, well, if you guys' client base is happy, it doesn't matter about like how much you pay for the customer, you can upsell again. So we did this other thing now. It's like we started training VAs on text message follow-up. I could probably see if I could pull it up later on, but like the VA is now like just like, hey, it's John's assistant here. Just want to send you, just have a couple questions. They send the homes list, and then they do the lean up period, and then they also go in again and ask them. So that's something that's in the works, and it's like we're implementing it right now with a couple agents, and it's working really well. And that's like a $500 a month USD service, and on a longer term contract. Now they're happy clients. They don't buy in as much friction.
Now,
yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, Matt. I'm going to interrupt you because Giovanni here had a question. Prab, are you a real estate agent? A licensed agent? No, I didn't think so.
Okay.
Neither one of you are, right?
Jasted, I think he went to like, he got licensed, I think, not too long ago. I never used it.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's great. By the way, in Canada, it's completely different. Like it's actually like you have to actually do something. It's not like it's
wait. You guys have like a long
weekend
training program?
In BC, I think it's like 1 or 2 months. I think it's longer than that, to be honest. But you got to go to like a university, like UBC, and go there and get licensed from there. So it takes a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's expensive, right? Like I think in Ontario, it's like maybe $6,000, and then you have like 3 electives that you have to do within the first year on top of the like 4 or 5 exams you have to do. It's a bit of a process. So
yeah, just come here and do it. Just come here and do it on a weekend course.
How's that gonna benefit me to come over to Michigan? I can't even go.
Yeah, right now you can't. But I mean,
not allowed to cross for my own good.
we don't have a weekend course in Michigan. But
oh, you don't? Not yet?
I don't know if any states do have a weekend course. That'd be an interesting thing, right?
The home prices in Canada are ridiculous, though.
This is an interesting comment here from Pamela. She says, as a former realtor, I can definitely see how a Done For You program is far more attractive than me having to do it for myself. Most agents are not tech savvy.
Well, and before he goes in depth on the difference, the Done For You, Done With You, I mean, how tech savvy does an agent have to be to do the Done With You program? And how much time are they going to spend doing the Facebook part of it every week?
So Like we have VAs, and like the VA, like if they could set up the campaign. So one of the VAs that we have, it's like a mother of two. She's not like she knows basic like Microsoft skills, but
Yeah.
you don't need to be like a tech wizard because you just got to be able to follow directions. And like typically, like setting up a Facebook lead gen campaign and just pairing it up with Go High Level, on the first time, it probably take you 2 hours. And it's with most real estate ads, it's like set it and forget it, right?
Yeah.
With most, you can do a lot of other variations, but with most lead gen ads, it's been set it and forget it. So like an agent comes in, they set it up. Sometimes like we help them set it up. Like if we're on a weekly coaching call, we just set it up for them. We can do it like in 25 minutes. But if you're proficient, you do it a couple of times, usually an hour max is what I'd say to set up a campaign.
And you said something interesting too. A lot of the campaigns, you know, and especially like inside of the academy too, you know, the campaigns we actually teach and talk about are the ones that you can set up and forget, right? Like that's the whole idea. You can't scale businesses if you're constantly poking inside of your ads manager, right? So it's very, very difficult. And if you're constantly changing ads and playing with your ads and things like that and always worrying or trying new things, it's really, really difficult to start scaling. And especially if you're a real estate agent, right? The last thing you want to be doing is having to wake up every morning and stress about your ads not getting leads, right? So just build the ad that works, leave it, figure out how the conversion works, because that's really where the effort is, and then start working your leads.
Yeah, I think like everyone has like a misconception that like they're gonna be like doing pixels. Like you can do pixel, but like they're gonna be like tweaking up budgets and like doing CBO. It's like it's not like that for real estate ads. It's pretty simple. Like you have a good offer, which is like a homes list, or a lot of other offers out there. We spend like typically we start agents at $10 a day, and that's all you need to spend. Is you don't have to spend a lot of money, and from there just the ad runs. And here's what I've seen: like if it ad by any means, if it does stop performing, just go in and duplicate it again, and then the ad's usually performing again.
Yeah, it's awesome. Matt, what are you doing? You look distracted.
I'm looking at the other questions. We got a couple. I missed one.
Yeah, you're working. I know it.
I know. I just got a real estate ad live. Sorry.
Hey, Prabhdip, looks. I know you, Matt. You know, we've been working a long time together, and I know when you start getting distracting, doing whatever else you're doing, you're poking around in your ads manager, checking your numbers.
Well, I had this client. They've been like, oh, just get, you know, we want to get the ads live. I've been like going back and forth with them for a month because they're just. It's a very, very large client. And yeah, they just sent me the message and I had all their ads approved, but not turned on. So they were like, turn them on. I was like, all right, let's see how it goes.
Hey,
But
it looks really sunny where you're at.
It's like, if you guys can see the view is nice from here. Like you guys can see that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Looks like a movie.
We got an office and like it's close by downtown Vancouver, like 10 minutes away. And yeah, like we're operating a sales team out of here, so in person. Still hiring. So if anyone's watching this from Vancouver, just shoot me a DM. And
Wait, your whole sales team is located in Vancouver?
So we have two sales team. One is remote and one is going to be in person. So this is the in-person one. And we're still hiring. Like we have one guy that's like, he was a commission only rep, but now he's going to come in as a base rep employee now. We have two more spots.
And also, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments down below. If you're watching on YouTube, tell us your favorite color down in. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Just tell us, you know, something about you, and make sure to join the Facebook group, the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. I forget what the URL. I think it's facebook.com/group/REMCM. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to get in, make sure to go join it. Also, if you guys are watching, I pinned the bot. So if you want to make sure that you get notified when we go live, also when we have deals on things like the Academy and so on, make sure that you are subscribed to the bot.
If you want to get spammed by Matt, subscribe to the bot.
It's like I'm hourly, man. It's like hourly. I'm just going to be like, yo. That's it. Just yo. No, I'm kidding. But also, we do have a couple of questions coming in right now. I want to see some more engagement, you guys. Some likes, some hearts, some smiles, crying, caring, whatever it is. I want to see them because we've got 34 people watching it. And I'm sorry, Prab is he coming on or?
I don't think so anymore. I think he
Okay.
went to work out or something.
Okay. I almost said it and I was like, wait, he might not be coming on. But Prab is going to be dropping some crazy value, more so than he already has, because we're going to get into a little bit about the scaling aspect, right? And kind of this sales team behind your agency and what people can do. And there was talks about you, I don't know, exposing a blueprint that you have or something like that. Maybe we should make people like get that through the bot. No, we'll see. But anyways, guys, hashtag live if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. So you're looking for a salesperson currently in Vancouver. 1, 2, how many are you looking for?
Right now, 2.
Okay.
We could probably bring on one more, like keep it 4. It's end-to-end position, so you're gonna be prospecting as well, but you're gonna get paid as leads.
So what do your salespeople
Hang on a
do?
second. I want to know, what do you pay? Vancouver's a nice city. I might be interested.
We pay.
Moving, Shane?
I don't know. It's just, you've been to Vancouver. It's pretty nice out there. Never
Very
snows.
nice Vancouver.
Yeah. My son's in Victoria, so.
Oh, okay. UVic? You go to UVic?
What's that?
Does he go to university there?
No, he decided to leave Ontario and just go hang out in Victoria. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he's hiking and camping and fishing and 20 years old, just enjoying life, right? So
my age.
yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. But they're commission only, right? Your sales guys?
So the ones in office, they're employees. So they get 2,400 base and then they get a commission on leads that come in. Now the remote ones are commission only, strictly commission only. So they're independent contractors. So like it can work if they want, but most of them of course will. But those are independent contractors. The ones in office are employees.
So you must be pretty confident then that if you're bringing on 2 or 3 new salespeople at, because $2,400 a month, say 3 salespeople, that's, my math's not that great, but it's 7,000, tack on another 20-30% for sort of overhead, office space, the air they breathe, the food they steal out of the fridge and shit like that. Like, it's just, and then taxes and whatever else you have to pay as a company, right? So, I mean, you're going to accumulate a significant expense by bringing on. So you're pretty confident, because at the end of the day, what you need for those salespeople are leads. Right? Yeah. Like that's all you need to book appointments for those people so they can call up and start converting clients.
And here's the thing, prospecting is not like that hard. It just take discipline. Like people are not willing to put the work in. Like if you sit here and let's say you're assuming the email deliverability is all good, you got a decent script, you have like your retargeting going and you have like the funnel set up. Like if you're sending like 100 personalized emails a day, you are going to be booking around 1 to 2 discos per day. It's pretty standard because you're not spamming them anymore, right? You're sending so we have like a longer script with like a lot of links and all the case studies, another value bomb if you guys are listening. Send that out and send it to personalize them, right? Hey, I saw you on Facebook. Like I saw you doing this, great things on LinkedIn. Take like 5 minutes on each person.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. What does the prospecting look like? Are they cold calling, cold emailing?
Email. So email outbound.
Okay, but it's not.
It's not blast. It's not email blast. It's not. It's like personalized single emails.
Oh wow. Okay, so there is some effort to that, obviously.
Yeah. And like we see like 1 to 2% disco rate, sometimes 3. And we did the math. Like if they're coming here, they're working 8 hours a day. Like we did the whole thing, and they should be sending 100 emails per day and 500 emails per week. They can send it on the weekend if they like, if they want to earn a little bit more. Like ideally, they should be bringing out a minimum 3 people every single month. And what we did the math is like 3 people every single month at let's say you saw 2K even, and let's say you even split it. I think I don't know. There's a lot of headache when we did this like math, but like I think the first month we would like be close to breaking even. Second month the profit would come in, and the thing is like based on previous numbers, like every time we had a 2-pay option, I think like all the people we've had 2-pay options with, everyone is paid up except for one person. So like we had a good experience with payment, so we're able to do that. And then we have the back end offer too, so that's where the other profits are made. So like
back end offer.
Yeah, the VA program I was mentioning earlier.
Okay, so the monthly subscription, got it.
Yeah, so
well, and that answers Curtis' question. He said, "Are you charging a monthly recurring fee or a one-time payment?"
No, it's yeah, like on the back end, it's like not everyone buys into it, but we have a fair share. That the ones that get results, we just say like, well, how about now that you already have your dial in, like your follow-up process dialed down, why do you want to hire our employee? And that's another part of our offer. That's how we're able to charge $3,800 one time, because it's like I think Russell Brunson says it's like, or traffic and funnels. I was in the program, 4 steps to an offer, and you want to add in like a bonus to like really like. So prospects love it when like you give them a future solution to a problem that they're going to experience. So like, hey, you're going to have too many leads to follow up with. You know what? We're also going to help you hire and build a team. And agents like that. Like if you want to start building a team, and like that's how you would scale with leverage. And we say we're going to give you one of our, like, we used to be called Real Estate University, but our General Agent leads exclusive employee to hire, and that's when they come in. So that's how it works.
So it's both technically, right? You're doing both.
Yeah.
Hey, let me go. Sorry, I want to go back to the. Sorry to interrupt, because before we sort of move on to other things here, and there's a bunch of questions that are coming in here that we should probably get to as well. But I want to go back to the whole email thing. Cold email is a huge thing, and I think out of everybody that's been part of the academy, you're probably one of the guys that has, you know, I think like you guys just send a ton of. You spent so much money on cold email, right? And you guys were sending tons of like 4,000 cold emails. Was that a day or something?
So like we had this guy in India. This guy's like a hidden gem, and like he was sending at one point like 50,000 emails a month, and like we were getting a lot of appointments booked, but the quality of those leads wasn't as high as like let's just say paid ads. So after we tried paid ads, like we're paying similar amounts. Paid ads a little bit more, but the lead quality is a little bit better.
Right. So now you've moved away from, because now you're talking about more personalized emails, right? Essentially bringing on a sales team, paying those guys to sit down at a desk, go out, do prospecting. Here's your scripts. Here's what you need to do. These are the steps that you need to follow. And you think that your success is going to be like, you'll have much better success with that than sort of a traditional cold email type of strategy.
Yeah, like that, the strategy has been tested like a lot of times. Like I think there was also a guy, so like we coach agencies as well on the side. Like it's not public, it's just something we do as a hobby. But one guy, like we taught him the same method, and he brought on like 4 clients in 2 days. So just doing the same stuff. Only thing is it's like a lot of grunt work. Like you actually have to put the work in an email, but it's the most proven method. Like you can't go wrong with that method.
Yeah, for sure. And there's actually there's a couple of guys that are doing this. So we reached out a couple months ago to look at doing more cold email for another project that we're working on. And their strategy is essentially exactly what you're talking about, which is a slightly more personalized email, but at mass scale. And they're just essentially have VAs that all day long, all they do is they look for specific things on websites and on personal profiles and things like that. And they include that inside of their emails, and they'll be able to do 200 emails a day. And then you just get 10 VAs that are doing 2,000 basically emails. So there's that one strategy. And there's another one too, similar with just sending messages out to Facebook pages, the very, very same thing where it's like you're personalizing your messages. You're just doing it at scale, right? Yeah. But it's all manually done. None of it's automated. It's just VAs that are doing all of this stuff in the back end.
The reason why we don't use VAs is like, so the SDRs, like they're sort of self-motivated, right? Like so they're contractors, they can subcontract, so they can hire VAs themselves if they have success with it.
Right.
But with them, it's like you're hiring so many and they're sort of self-motivated to grow. Like they want to get to the team leader position. They want to get fed those paid ad leads. So they work even harder with VAs. Like they're sort of, like you guys look at the companies like Vivint, right? Vivint is like knock on doors and they sell home security, and their ticket price is like $2,000 like total. But the thing is, like they have like 5-year-long payment plans, and the company doesn't even make a profit for the first 3 years. So we're like, how are these guys making profit? And these independent sales, like the commission sales reps, they're willing to get paid down the road. It's weird. But the thing is like most of the independent, like the remote sales team guys are younger guys. Like they're like my age. So like they're willing to put in the work. They want to make that money. And all they really are just a script. Like we have a lot of testimonies to sell for itself, but they walk to the script word for word and they practice like the living shit out of it. And that's what sells. So like practice. It's one script. It's like 14, 15 pages long. And they just practice it. They get discos, hop on them, and they close. So that's how we do it.
Nice. tons of questions coming in here.
Before we get to those, though,
I can't. Sorry, I can't even look at the questions because there's too many. There's a bunch of them.
That's why you just messaged me like you're distracted. I'm like, I'm answering some of these comments.
What do you
Like
mean you're answering. I don't see your. I don't see your answers. I see you being distracted. Is what I see.
Kat was like live. This is the second one I've watched, and there's so much value. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like when we get new people here, and they're just discovering Whiskey Thursday. Like that's just freaking awesome.
Did it take you 10 minutes to look at that message?
No,
Anyways,
I wanted to make sure they weren't selling anything, if we're being honest.
Matt, since you've been so focused on the questions that are coming in and you're keeping track of it all, why don't you go ahead? Let's get some of these questions answered here.
All right, and then I get my question back in. So we're gonna do this first. We're gonna go back to Yash. What's usually what do you usually offer for a done with you service? What does that look like?
So like what we never say, like we never mention just a course because that sort of turns off people, right? Like I mean for most of the people, I think my face is like has a shadow on it, but for most of the people, like,
we know you are dodging the sun. It is like right in your face. You told us earlier, and now you're like, man, there's got to be a way. I imagine it's getting pretty warm there for you.
Yeah, I'm sweating, man. And then, wait, what was the question again? I completely forgot.
Yash says, wait. What
does
a done for you service look like?
Or done with you, right? Okay.
Done with you. Yep.
Yeah. So we have a course area. So we used to be called Real Estate University. We still call the course Real Estate University. So basically, it's like a course area that walks through. The follow-up, like that course is just strictly for agents, right? So basically, like we'll have a lot of videos of me going through agent CRM. Mm-hmm. It's organic lead gen in there. There's some of the Facebook ads that are taught by Shane and Matt. So the thing is, so what we found is that we're having a lot of trouble with sales. So we had to go in and agent CRM and start recording Loom videos like, here's what this guy's doing, here's what she's doing. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And then there's mindset too. So like,
well, tell me about that. When you say you're having a lot of trouble with sales, what do you mean?
Like with agents, like that's going to be, the conversion is going to be the biggest aspect, right? So you've got to have a lot of focus on conversion. So for me, I just like went right into the agent CRM, gave them the most like practical, like masterclass of follow-up ever. And it's like a 40-minute long video. That's usually all the agents, when they come in, I make that mandatory to watch because leads come in, but they watch that video and they get a follow-up process. Like the top 3 agents in our program, so like they're all Canadian, but they came in and I saw their follow-up process very, very similar. Like I mentioned to you guys before, the lean out period. Only one of them wasn't in the lean out period, but it works. And I made a video. I'm like, this is working. It's consistent for 3 people. Made that video, and that's how I've sort of learned the process. And like that's what we offer. So we offer a course area. We offer weekly group coaching calls. We offer to set up their first campaign for them because we know it's set it and forget it. We don't really have to touch it ever again. So it only takes 20 minutes on our end. We offer them to work with us for 1 year. And we offer them a Go High Level CRM, which is like, we white label it and it's our own CRM, right? So that's what we offer them.
Okay, makes sense. And I mean, with the clients you're working with, are you utilizing, as an Academy member, are you utilizing the white label training?
I think now with like Go High Level, we're able to integrate it. But I think there's a couple, like the recorded sales calls with the agents reaching out, have those ones.
Okay, gotcha.
Those ones are really good.
We've heard a lot
recordings, right? The call recordings.
Yeah, the call recordings. Yeah.
We've heard a lot of great feedback on that. So I'm curious, how many people, especially if you're doing something like that. I mean, it makes sense, right? So
yeah.
Yash, that's another question, right? What do you recommend someone can do to get brokerages on board with a done for you service?
Done with you.
I'm done for you. No, he said done for you.
Oh, done for you. Okay.
Okay. I was like, wait a sec, doggone it, I said the wrong thing. And I'm like, wait, no, I read the right thing. So I did. Anyways, sorry. If you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, hashtag replay.
Cheers. Welcome to Whiskey Thursday.
So I think Matt and Shane might be a better person to answer the done for you question. But like the way we do it with brokerages is like, usually if someone comes in and they good success, like there's a guy in a program, like his name is Mark, and he referred like whole brokerage to us because He's the guy that told you with the shirt off. And like the way we do brokerages is like we do one-time setup fee, and then each agent. So we have a recurring model there. So like we have like a $50 a month. Like so we make like we don't make that much margin on it. Like we make like go high level Twilio fees are like $25 each client. So we charge anywhere from $50 to $75 from each agent per head, depending on how big the brokerage is. And that's how we do brokerages. So like done with you is completely different for us, right? Like a done for you setting, I'm not sure how, like, I think you guys work with a couple of brokerages as far as I'm concerned. So maybe you guys could answer that.
Done for you.
Yeah, done for you.
Well, and let's clarify real quick. Yash, did you mean done for you or done with you? Let us know, because if we answered the right one already, then we're good to go. But before we go there, we'll come back to it, Yash. Just let us know which one we were supposed to answer. Hopefully we answered the right one. But Peter says, why would you not want a full remote sales team? Why have employees? It's a good question, Peter.
That's a question that we asked ourselves. So we saw companies like Bold Leads. There's a company in Toronto by the name of Realty Conversion.
Yep.
And what they do is like, so those guys have in-house sales teams, right? So the reps are in-house. So we're like, well, those guys are able to make it work, right? So we're like, well, that's already been proven by companies that are in the same space as us. So we know it's going to work in the office. Like the economics make sense. You prospect all day. Like the company's going to, at the worst case for the office reps, it's going to break even, right? On the first month, if it's 2-month installments. So like we know that it's going to work in an office for sure. It was just a remote sales team that, because it's a high churn rate, we wanted to test it out. And the fact is like no one in the industry is doing this as a remote sales team, right? So we want to try it out. We want to see how it works. I mean, the guy that I told you guys about, the tech startups, like consults for them, he has a 35-person remote sales team. Yeah, he runs ads, but a lot of his revenue comes from the outbound prospecting, because the thing is like the more you outbound prospect, the bigger your retargeting pool also becomes, right? So like he's getting, and his CPA is driven down for his paid ad leads. So like,
and I also think too that you're really setting yourself apart from, the hundreds of agencies out there. These, the one-man shows that are out there, or two guys that are, providing lead gen for real estate agents. You're really setting yourself up as a real, and there's comfort in that. For like bigger clients, larger clients, there's a lot of comfort in like, okay, you guys are like, you've got an office, you got real salespeople. If I get pissed off, something's not working, I can call you. If I'm from Vancouver, I can just walk over to your office. If I'm from Ontario, I can just fly a plane over and bang on your doors. Right? Like, I think there's comfort in that, right? Like that professionalism and having your team, like actually being able to say, listen, our team is here in-house. I think that goes a long way, and it really separates you from, the hundreds of other agencies out there.
And not just that, but like having people in-house, number one, like you say, you get immediate feedback, right? You're not going through calls. Like you can be in the room. You can be in the room
all day.
Well, but you can also control the energy.
Yeah.
And I mean, whether it's the music, whether it's the physical temperature in the room, whether it's you coming in and be like, hey, you guys are freaking crushing it today, and I'm super stoked to be working with you. Like, whatever it is, like, you have a lot of opportunity when you're working with people in person.
Yeah. Like, this is, like, the word status delta, like what I've seen and when I'm closing, like, so I haven't taken a sales call in forever, but, like, when I was closing with, like, agents, like, I always found better success when I would wear, like, a dress shirt. I had, like, a nice, like our old office had like an even better view than this, but like some sort of building in the background. I know that you can buy like those those things online now, like the poster boards. Like it helps you position yourself. It's like status. You gotta have status on the call, right? You can't just look like a regular marketer. Like you gotta be able to tell like this guy is a legitimate business person, and I think that helps with your close rates as well. Like if you're closing, either like where you could turn off your camera. I've closed people with the camera off, but I have a professional picture there on the Zoom, or just have like a very nice background, right? Like something that makes you seem
like something that says like I play video games a lot.
It's like, what's wrong? Like Matt's disco scene.
That's a good setup. Yeah. Very nice setup.
I think it's great. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
You just need the music, Matt.
Oh, man.
Josh says he wants your script, and then he puts a bunch of dollar signs next to it. So I'm guessing he wants to buy it.
That's secret. Like that's a killer script. But I'll tell you one
Come on,
thing.
everything's for sale.
I'll tell you one thing. Like if you're selling, make sure you loop, right? So you make one offer. Don't give up on one offer, right? Start higher, and it's totally fine. A lot of our prospects said that. Another offer, payment plans. Like that's what sells, because people need to like feel like they work for the deal, and that's how. Like you got to be able to loop, and that's where the real money is made. Like at the end.
Absolutely, and I love that. People need to feel like they've worked for the deal, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that pisses me off the most is walking into a store where I want to buy something, but nobody's there to sell me on something. It drives me crazy.
So true. So true.
Isn't that true? You go to Best Buy.
I'm like, I was thinking Best Buy too.
TV, right?
I was thinking Best Buy. Oh my God.
Best Buy. You go to look at a TV, and then it's like, somebody comes along, and it's like, I have some questions about. It's like, okay, and then they don't try to sell you on it, and it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
I just need somebody to like make me feel okay about buying this TV. Tell me how awesome it is. Like or when you go buy a car, right? Same thing. People want to be sold, right? Like, it's the truth.
I've literally like filled out so many like car inquiries recently because I'm like, I kind of want a truck. I don't really want you, but I want somebody to sell me a freaking truck, right? I can't get them to call me. Like, and even Best Buy. Like, I stopped going to Best Buy because the one by us sucks. So I started going to Micro Center, and like they should just like put me on staff there because I sell myself far more than anybody sells me. Like I go in and I'm like, tell me about this. Why is this here? And why do I need it? And they're like, oh yeah, it's an open box. We don't know where the remote is. I'm like, you have a lot of remotes on the floor, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, and one of those would probably work for this, right? They're like, yeah, we could give you that. I'm like, can you get it in my car? Okay. Like seriously, that's how I got that 50-inch for the whatchamacallit, for the simulator right there. Like I had to go in and sell myself on it because these guys were just like,
They should make them commission only so they're actually motivated.
Well, yeah. So what was the other like? So what was Best Buy's competitor in Canada for
Circuit City?
Future Shop, right? Those guys were commissioned, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to Best Buy and you can walk around for an hour and nobody ever comes and talks to you. You go to Future Shop, you got like 5 guys around you, man. They're all trying to sell you the biggest TV in there. It was awesome, right? I loved Future Shop for that. And it's just, I don't know what it is. Like I like for me, if I'm going somewhere and I'm shopping and I'm interested and I'm in market to buy something, I want to be sold to. And I think it's the exact same thing with real estate agents, right? I mean, or anybody, when you're on, like if they're in market and they're looking for a solution and you can provide that solution, you got to be able to sell to them. Yes. And in your case, you're off, and we always say this, even in the academy, we talk about this, where it's like you need multiple products. You need to be able to build an offer, right? And provide different solutions just depending on what they actually want.
Yeah.
How many different products do you put, how many different offers are you putting together on most of your sales calls?
So like we have sold like the whole consulting thing where like course work with us for a year. We've sold just the course. We've sold like for most of brokerages, like we sold just the course to them. We have like the back end on like the recurring on Go High Level. We don't even do done for you anymore. Those are 2 offers.
You've given that up.
Sorry?
You've given up the whole agency thing.
So I might go back into it. The thing is like, here's the thing, like guys, on the value bomb, but like if you guys crack paid ads, you could scale your agency to 10K even within a month, right? So like we know that you can come in and like as long as you have your fulfillment and everything dialed down, you can run a bunch of Facebook ads, get a heck ton of clients, sign them on, and you'll be at 10K a month. Like it's guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people don't invest in paid ads, right? They don't have the confidence. They don't know what they're getting into. I mean, just go get the academy so that you know what you're talking about and then go run paid ads. Like I wish more people would run paid ads. I don't see nearly enough. I see a ton because I mean, obviously we're in the space, right? So we see so many ads in this space, which Facebook, come on, you gotta fix that algorithm. Why am I seeing everybody's ads? But
as soon as you have 3K to spend, put it into Facebook ads. Like you don't even have to test that much. Like realistically, like you can have a pretty bad ad copy and you'll still get calls booked. I can guarantee that because this space isn't too saturated. Like we tried running ads for, so we were also running ads for skilled consulting, right? So that's in the same space as like Sam Ovens and all these guys. And that's a whole different beast of ads. But for real estate ads, it's like you can launch ads and next year you'll get appointments. You'll get a lot of appointments.
Were you running written or video ads?
For the skilled consulting ones or for agents?
For agents.
So here's the thing. So we had like a long form copy with just us standing in the image and like teaching or like it would just.
I do remember that one. Yep.
Yeah.
I did. See, Facebook, fix that. Come on. Why am I seeing this?
Licensed agent, Matt. What are you talking about? It's perfect.
Yeah. So
all right, fair enough.
USA and Canada, like all over the place.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing that one. And so what were you guys generating real estate agent booked phone calls for?
For the Done With You program.
I'm sorry, price-wise.
I think we were getting like a cost per strategy session of like 75-ish, $75.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. It's not bad.
I think it could have been lower. So we played around with a couple things. Like we played around with like the survey before and after. Like of course the price went down after we put it after, but then the lead quality was trash, right? So we had to put the survey because I feel like if you don't put the survey before the schedule page, you're gonna get a lot of no-shows. Like we had a lot of agents no-show because agents are busy, right? And like of course it's funnel hackers and stuff too, but like we had a lot of no-shows when we had it after the schedule page. But
so for anybody that's watching and trying to figure out what we're talking about, it's pretty common for us to like you basically run an ad to a survey to a booked, like to a calendar page, essentially. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the one that I was using. It wasn't, I don't think it was Jot Forms. It was something Forms. But what I did is I ended up using the name, email, phone number first, and then it went into page 2, 3, and 4 on the form. And it automatically submits name, email, and phone number as soon as that's submitted. So whether or not they filled out the whole form or not, I got the insight, or I got the info. So I would call
FormStack does it. There's a couple others out there that do that where they'll take in, like it'll actually submit the information. Survey Gizmo does it as well.
Yeah. Which one were you using, Prab?
The lead. Like what we found is this. So like every time like someone opts in, they're already a lead, right? So like what you do is like you can get like a lead coming in. So let's just say agent opts in. They go to like a Close, like a CRM is a really good CRM. If you're having sales, like you should use Close.
Close.io?
Close.io, yeah.
Close.io is great.
Yeah, and then what we do is like they go into the outbound prospects column, and that's when you can start hitting those leads. Like every time a lead opts in, send them an email. Because the thing with the funnel is, with agents, it's a little bit different. Like you can get someone streamlining all the way, like cold traffic to streamline. With like regular, like if you're running ads and like if you're trying to get agency coaching type of clients, that's a different game, right? That's like you got to see your content. It's like a 4-day attribution window. But when it comes to agents, it just like you hit the lead and you want to hit them, like they opt in, you hit them right away, and you'll get schedules from that as well. So you also got to be putting the work in. Like Close is easy. You can just load a template in, lead opts in, send them, hey, I didn't see you didn't schedule a call with us, schedule here, and you send that, and you're also gonna get more call schedule from that.
Okay. No, I love that. And let's see where the questions go. There they are.
There's tons of questions, and we missed a bunch of them.
I know. That's why I was like, shoot.
Yeah, and I can't even scroll back up to the top of it. There was a question about.
No, I'm caught up.
You're caught up?
I've got them right here, man.
Well,
I'm keeping track.
Go nuts.
All right. So Paula is curious to know where he's getting his VAs from. Pamela. I'm sorry, Pamela, not Paula. It's Whiskey Thursday. Welcome.
There's a lot of, you can find VAs a lot of places. Like we have a guy that I know, so he's a recruiter. If you want, just message me. I can connect you with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. Ahmed says, what subject line are you using when cold emailing? It's a great question, especially when you're doing something as unique as the way you guys are doing it.
I'm just gonna, whoever's watching, you guys are gonna get everything from me. So,
wait, what?
I'm just gonna drop.
What do you got, a PDF or something?
I'm just gonna give a lot of value. So,
all right.
usually it's like, first name. I record a personalized video for you. That one works well. Referral, it always works. Quick question always works well. You can play around with those, right? You can see which one gets the most open rates. But I find that quick question and referral work quite well. But then you're sort of baiting them. So
Yeah, it's total bait. It's total bait. But you know what? That's what cold emailing is, right?
yeah, exactly.
So let me just get this straight. You put referral in the subject line. What's in the message?
So message is like, can't remember word for word, but like, hey, first name, I came across you on LinkedIn because we scrape on LinkedIn using Lead Leaper. And I saw you're doing some great things in the real estate space. I also recorded a personalized video for you, a Loom link. There's like another picture of like a Google spreadsheet, and it'll be like, I also recorded a personalized business analysis for you. A little bit more about us, blah, 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 founders, case studies, check out some content here, how this agent went from this to this, like a couple links in there, and all those links are retargeted so they can get added to a retargeting pool. And that's how sort of our copy works. Like, I can't remember word for word because it's
It has nothing to do with the referral.
yeah, it's nothing to do with the referral, but
so your subject line has nothing to do with what's actually inside of the email.
but the thing is, the email, like it's good, right? So like it's different than other, like, hey, we book appointments.
Yeah.
See, we don't have enough people to send them to. That one, I think I talked to an agent and they're like, I got the same email from like 10 different marketers.
Oh man, how do you respond to those?
I don't know what to say. I think the problem is this, like, so I think when you use D7 Lead Finder, which is what most people use because it's the cheapest one, everyone gets the same leads and everyone prospects in the same, like the major cities, which is like LA, New York, and it's the same agents that are getting the same emails, right? So it's very saturated. Like those leads, I don't find them at all good. So I'd rather pay more, but get someone who actually has a legitimate email address.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, Peter says, do you still use the 50,000 emails from the gentleman from India, or do you use a software like Woodpecker or D7 Lead Finder? Do your SDRs now do that?
No, so we do like teach the SDRs you could do that, but we just found personalized emails to work better. For email sending, the best software that I've seen is Lemlist. So they have a feature that actually warms up your email accounts for you called Lemwarm. And then you could send like hyper personalized stuff. Like you can have you holding 2 coffee cups and like your name and the prospect's name. And that's a really good software to use.
Love it. What is it called again?
Lemlist.
Lemlist?
Yeah.
How do you spell that for anybody who's looking?
LEM and then list.
All right, there we go. Cool. Josh wants your scripts. I think we already said that, right? Right, Shane?
Not for sale.
We're gonna get there in a second. Wait, I'm gonna do the next chatbot spam bot before we go there. But let's get these last 2 or 3 real quick before we go there. Giovanni says, I think they received commissions at one point and people started complaining that they were always being upsold.
Best Buy folks, right?
Yep. And because Elaine had said Best Buy does not have commission salespeople.
Yeah.
So Giovanni says you can do that with high level. Joe says a quiz funnel ? A quiz funnel. I think he's asking.
Yeah, talking about the acquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quiz funnel works best. You can do like the tripwire funnels. I've seen that work for some people, but we've had success with quiz funnels.
Okay, cool. Well, with that, I'm going to work on getting this broadcast going. Let's see here.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the ad side.
Wait. Before you get there, I had one I wanted to get to because we talked about before you joined the academy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know a little bit more about like what changed once you had joined the academy.
I think everything like this, the academy was, I think, one of the first like investments we made into our business. We thought that it was just gonna be like a real estate marketing related stuff, but like what I found out is like it's not in the course. That's like the course is great, but it's the community. Like I think you can still go into the Facebook group and still see like us asking questions like, hey guys, why are my clients complaining about all these leads like from like 2 years or something ago? And then like people answer in that group right away, and it's that's what you need. You need like people actually helping you, especially if you've never done this before, right? So I think it's definitely the
Or
community.
questions like, how come my account got banned? Right? Remember that? It's like, I don't know how many times I've added you to the private group.
That was definitely a dilemma. It had to do with the VAs. Like it was like VPN and everything, and they flagged it, and definitely
Not just once, like 4 or 5 times.
both of us, right? Both of us had.
Yeah.
One time we lost access to our business manager, and we had to call up every client to get access again.
It's crazy. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that because you're like basically sending me messages saying, "Hey, it's Prob," and you're like your picture, your name's totally different. It's like, can you add me to the private group?
That was a nightmare.
Oh my god! Well, that's tough, right?
Because
Because you got
people who had that where they're like, "Can you add me again on my new account?"
Well, make sure your business manager always has a backup admin. Like we never had it, and we lost it. We tried even getting like legal and everything and notices, didn't work out.
Yeah, whether it's like your wife or like a really good friend or your mom or anybody, somebody
Yeah.
you can trust, right? That you can drive over and you can go and log into their account,
Exactly.
right? Otherwise, if they like, and this is what actually happened to me during the winter, was I ended up getting locked out of my business account, and I had, a bunch of clients running ads, and you can't do anything. You
The
can't
ads
shut them
fun.
off. They're just spending
fun.
money.
Yeah. Messed up.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe Facebook does this. Like, it's just,
It is bizarre. It is bizarre. And
it's
like,
such a weird, like, if you're going to ban me from it, at least shut off all the ads.
well, and I told you, like, we started running some affiliate or e-com or whatever you want to call it on Taboola recently. And like, it is just so incredible to see like a rep for a company that you can talk to that will like reach out on your behalf to get something approved or fixed or solved or whatever. And it's just like, man, Facebook, like, I understand they've got this great algorithm and stuff, but man, they're missing it on the customer service.
Yeah, the support's not that great on Facebook.
What's that? Your mic
Support.
moved away.
Oh, the support is like trash on Facebook.
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is, unfortunately. And I've had Facebook reaching out like the past week and a half. Like they're calling me, they're emailing me, and I don't know what they're trying to do, right? If they're trying to get their sales reps back in front of you or whatever. But like I've had a marketing expert. I had them for a week, and I was just they were like, so when can we meet again? I'm like, we can't. I'm like, you're not helpful. You don't know what you're talking about. Like you're not running ads. You know what they teach you in your little book or whatever, your manual, but you're not running ads. You don't know what you're talking about. This is very different.
A lot of them don't really know what they're doing. Like they just give the very general advice, right? They're not really sure.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So it's just a pain. But anyways, how many people want to hear more about this blueprint that Prav has been talking about?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Here, can you move your mic like it's behind your?
The thing is, the mic is actually dead. It's just
Yeah. It's a fake mic.
It's a fake mic. I'm like, man, why? Like he's coming in and out. What's going on?
That's so funny. It's just a prop.
That is hilarious.
No, right before we went live, it like I don't know what happened to the wire. It just got hot all of a sudden. I think it like burned out or something. I don't know.
It's just a regular mini USB, I think. So you can get a new one.
Yeah.
Or I saw the arm you're using. Yeti has a Yeti caster kit.
Okay.
And it comes with this entire like this nice arm with this and the Yeti.
That's a
rock
great
mount because that's the same arm I have on my other one, my AT 2020, and this has been a way better experience.
Just like a random one from Amazon. I think it's like
right. That's what I had. That's what I got over there.
The only problem with the arms is like the mic's right in your face.
What do you want? You want me to put it up here? Like, can you still hear me?
Not as good.
Not as good. Well, I'd have to turn up the sensitivity on it, but I mean, I could do it. But I like having it right here. It makes me feel like a podcaster.
Like having it close to your mouth.
It makes me feel like a podcaster.
There you go.
I watched Joe Rogan. I can see their mics. Come on now.
It's a cool stand though, right? That's the stand specific for that mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Yeti casters. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a kit. They're selling for like $199. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool because it's got the shock mount. So it's honestly like the vibrations that are missed from it versus the old one have been completely worth it, right? Because if I move my mouse, if I hit my keyboard, like whatever, like it's not nearly as
Does
bad.
it make that much of a difference though?
Yeah.
Does it? Like, okay, so for the viewers that are watching right now, so we're using the exact same mic, right?
Yeah.
I've got mine on a $10 stand. You've got yours on a $200 stand.
No, 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 no,
Big
no, no.
difference?
I've got mine on a $30 stand, but
Oh, you do? Okay, I thought with the shock mount and all that was all $200.
well, I mean the mic's $129.
I
Right?
get it. I get it.
It comes
Okay.
with the mic. The shock mount's 45, and then you know.
But
the
is it
only way
worth
to
the
get-
extra $20? Does Matt sound that much better?
Well, we'll have to ask.
All right.
You guys want to see? You guys want to see like the flow chart?
Yeah, yeah.
The blueprint. We're
Yeah,
back to it.
blueprint.
Sorry, guys. We got hung up there for a second on
Okay.
technology. But if you guys want to see the blueprint, hashtag. Let's call it the Prabprint. 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 The Prabprint.
Print?
Yes.
Prod print.
There we go. It's a
PRB
Prabprint.
print.
Prabprint.
The
Yeah,
prod
yeah.
Hashtag
print.
Prabprint.
Prod print.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we
yeah.
need at least 10, 15 hashtags. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I want to see this. We just shot out the chatbot, letting everybody know you're about to give this out.
As hashtag Blues Clues. It's like, no, prod print. Joe, you get that's a redo. Prod print.
Prab print.
Hashtag
Oh,
prod
Leon
print.
got it. Leon got it the first
There
try.
you go, there you
Boom.
go.
There we go.
Boom.
Joe's getting with the program.
There we go. I love
Awesome,
it. We're
guys.
seeing it. We're seeing it. It's so we're gonna get to that in just a second. Again, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments below. Robin, somebody says prop rent, WTF. We really appreciate you being here, and especially when people like you come on and they bring that kind of value. Like, we never asked you to bring this, and you're just bringing it. So we really appreciate that. And
Well, I think it's all, I always talk about, the community, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when Prob was starting out, same thing, right? Like, I was just looking actually at some of your earlier posts inside the private group because you kind of mentioned it. And one of the questions is actually to Brett. And it's like, your comment is something along the lines like, I'm confused. That's like, and that was like a year and a half ago, right? It's like, yeah, everybody has to start somewhere, right? But the really cool thing is you guys, like, you're a very small percentage of the people that actually join a program, implement like crazy, and just keep trying to figure it out. And then if you're not figuring it out, you're investing into something else, right? And you guys have invested in so much, so many different programs, so much coaching and so on. And you're building a real business, right?
Yeah.
It's really, really cool, right? So, and congratulations to you as well. I mean, being so young and just, you and your, I wish Jazz was on the call too, because I'd love to congratulate him
I
as
think
well.
it's like working out right now because like the office gym just opened up today. So
Okay.
He should at least be watching and commenting and stuff. Come on.
That's right.
I'll be just going right now.
It's all good. It's all good. Maybe 6 months from now when you guys are, a multi-million-dollar company and you're kicking some ass, we'll get you back on Whiskey Thursday and share some more value with the community. But what I was going to say is that, this is one of the great things about both the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery like the group, the public group, as well as the private group. It's always been such a great community where, guys like you, there's, like the abundance mindset is real, right? Like you're not worried about keeping everything. It's like, there's so much business out there and you and your partner already know you can't get all that business, right? So it's like, we're here, we're going to share. And it's always been like that. And especially with the private group, it's been such a great community of really good marketers. And I was looking at your comments. I was looking at some of your early posts where you're actually asking questions and just, trying to get some answers to different things. And some of the guys like Brett Rakowski who had been in the game for a really long time, they're coming in here and giving you all the answers, right? And it's just really awesome. And so we really appreciate, it's because of guys like you that we've been able to build a community that, allows us to all share what's working, what's not working. And we're not too worried about anybody else going out there and, stealing all their shit and whatever else, the problems are. But yeah, this is great. Let's go ahead. I think there's tons of people here want to see what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, and the last little teaser before we get there, right? Because we just talked about all the people that come in, right? And they have questions and stuff, and they don't really take it anywhere, like, because we get a lot of people into the academy, and don't get me wrong, I feel like the academy provides pretty much everything people need to get started and to get to that 6-figure agency level, right? But a lot of people don't, right? What do you see as the big difference between the people who come in and because you see them all the time too, right? You're in the private group, you're active, like you see people coming in and out. What do you see as different from the people who come in maybe from a mindset level that separates them from the people who come in and succeed?
So I think the problem starts with everyone telling that it's so easy to scale a business. I'll be the first one to say it's not. It's really, really hard. I don't know if you know, if me and Jazz, we've I know it's not a good thing to stop talking, but we've worked so many hours into this business. This is it. This is our lives. We don't party, we don't drink, we don't do anything, right? So it just work. No work-life balance. We don't even go to school anymore. It's just this, and there's a lot of stress. You can't really do much. It's how much work you got to put into a startup. You have to put a shit ton of work in, and people don't understand that, and they give up right before. Here's the thing, with this kind of work, you can have 1 year where you do completely trash, and the next month you can have a great month. And
that's the story of my life.
Yeah.
It's seriously, first business, right? Did really, really well in the first 18 months, lost $700,000, 2 years later. It was just, it's been I feel like I almost have a 5-year cycle where it's I have really good years and then I have really shitty years, right? But you get better and better as time goes on, right? You start protecting yourself. You start figuring out okay, you got to do this with your business, do this with, and so it's not but I think you're right though, but that's a part of the problem. All these people trying to sell the dream, right? It's oh, yeah, you can just scale from look at this guy that went from 0 to 30 and made $10,000, it's, or sorry, 0 to 10K in 30 days, right? And sure, that's possible. But if you're building a real business, a sustainable business, that's not necessarily the path, right?
Yeah, exactly.
$10,000, and that's great, especially if you're not making a lot of, if you weren't making a lot of money. I mean, there's obviously, that's a great thing. But if you're looking to build a business and you've got partners now involved and you got multiple clients, now you got VAs, and you got salespeople, and you got tech people, and you got ads guys, and media buyers, whatever else you've got, right? You can now start to get expenses. You guys have an office now, right? I mean, and now you're starting to build a real business. You're going to have those ups and downs.
Yeah, it's definitely an emotional roller coaster. When it's probably the hard. I played college athletics. I've been through preseason, and it was for soccer. It's all running. It's definitely hard. People give up, people faint and stuff, and it's nowhere as hard as business. It's this is a whole different thing. So if you guys are starting out right now, first of all, get mentorship, right? Go to Shane, guys, buy the course. I think it works for I think it works for a lot of niches, to be honest. Some of those principles in there is for a lot of niches, right?
Yeah.
Real estate is one thing, but you can just start up in multiple niches, and this is something you need mentorship to start. If you don't use mentorship, you will get eaten alive, because it's a sales, but you're selling your services, right? So the thing is a lot of your prospects, they've already been pitched to by marketers before, so you have to know what works and what doesn't. So you need to have some sort of mentorship, and then that helps you a lot, at least gets you on the right path.
Well, the other thing too, I think you guys have done really well is you persevered, right, through the ups and downs, right? But you also kept you just kept trying different things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure what you're doing today is likely when you come back on Whiskey Thursday in a year from now, it's probably going to shift again, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to just keep figuring out what's going to work and what's not working, and you're going to start gravitating towards whatever's making you the most profit and whatever way is the most efficient. And but some of the processes aren't going to change all that much, right? I think it sounds like you're nailing down your sales side of things, which is probably the most important side of this.
We had to cut back on the total revenue a little bit, because we're not running ads anymore. we're just like right now our duties are like training and ramping sales reps. Like that's
Okay.
it. And like it's a little bit more chill for now. Like it's not as much work.
Yeah, I mean,
But
what does that look like on a day-to-day level?
so day-to-day level is like we come in early morning. There's a sales meeting every single day, 8:30. Usually Jazz does that because he's more like the front end guy. Um, and for me, it's just like so we have this thing like I'm right now currently I'm building like their course, right, to train them, and that's taking me like a lot of time. So like we try to head out of the office. Like I stayed in later today, but we're out of the office by around 2. So we just get like sometimes we just come in here and just talk, right? So like in a done for you was a little bit different. It was more work. But sometimes we just come in here and talk and like what can we do different? Just coming here every single day and showing up, I think your mindset changes as well, right? So, I mean that's day to day for us is like that. Just sales team training. I know in about 2 months from now, when a shit ton of clients are coming in from the sales team, it's gonna be me on these onboarding calls, like a lot every single day. And then I'm already thinking ahead, and I'm thinking about hiring someone now that can like onboard all these agents coming on board. That will be like sort of a customer success person, and that will be working in-house in the office. So like that's how I think now. Like before, I used to be like, well, I'm supposed to get my next client, and like the answer to that is just run paid ads, guys. Like you can get or do a shit ton of prospecting, and you're gonna get clients. So like when clients
and that's a good point. If you're not getting enough clients, what do? More prospecting. Like if you haven't landed a client yet, just do more of whatever you're doing right now. Right.
Exactly.
Like eventually you're going to get a client. Right. I'm really curious to know, Prab, and I'm actually curious, everybody that's watching live on Whiskey Thursday, let us know how many hours a day you're working on your business. Prab, I'm really interested in, because I know how many hours I work every single day, 7 days a week, 340 days. It's not like Matt here where he's playing video games 2 hours a day, every day. Prab, tell us how many hours a day are you putting into your business?
Personally, like 4 to 6 hours a day. Now I could choose to work less, but I choose to work more. Like I just go on Facebook. Like here's the thing. So with the general agent lead side of things, like it's pretty mellow right now. Like because sales team like ramping, and that's gonna get busy over time. But like right now, a lot of our time is also being spent on like we're like the skilled consulting side of things. We spent 4K on ads, didn't work out the first run, and it's just the cost of doing business, right? Now we're thinking about doing new angles, and we have to test out new angles, new landing page, long form copy. So we're always trying out new things because that's like a project for us, right? The skill consulting, because I know once those ads crack, then it's gonna start going. But the main focus, like 70% of it, is all on general agent leads, and how can we make these commission-only sales reps stay on as long as possible, like make their job. So we offer better commission, we offer bonuses. I mean, if they refer one of their friends, they get like an aura ring, if you guys heard of that. So like
that's pretty cool.
What is that? No, that sounds cool though. What is that?
That's the well, here, you go ahead and explain it. Alex Becker talks about it a lot.
Like so
Aura ring. How come I haven't got one of these?
Mine's still on my way.
Where's my bonus?
Wait, you didn't get it? I must have sent it to the wrong address.
This tracks like your readiness score for the day, and it helps the sales reps, right? Because like it's going to the extreme, but you could sort of correlate. Like if they had a really shitty week and they had really bad scores, that means they're not sleeping well. So you say,
yeah, it tracks your sleep schedule, right? It helps to see like, are you sleeping enough? Are you, I don't know if it does exercise and heart rate and stuff like that, but I mean, it's commonly used for tracking your sleep, which has been, correlated with performance for years. Yeah. So it is kind of a cool thing. I've always thought it'd be fun. I don't know, I don't want another ring. I have a wedding ring and that's as many as I want.
So Ellen says she's not working enough. We got Doug here says he's working 12 to 14 hour days. Ahmad says 9 to 10 hours a day. And anybody else, let us know how many hours a day you are working. We got 30 people that are watching right now. And we have also got a ton of people that had hashtag PrabPrint. Thanks, Matt, for that. And
welcome.
Let's jump into this. What is this? What are we going to share before?
What is the PrabPrint?
What
Turn it off. Turn it off. How do I take away your share privileges?
I could probably spend like 2 hours explaining this thing, but I'll keep it condensed.
Well, we're at 9:40.
Not at the end of Whiskey Thursday.
I know. I said we're at 9:40, so we try to wrap this up by 10.
Oh my
we got
God!
people
I'm
that
thinking blueprint, like
Well, this is
Holy cow! I thought we were talking about a PDF, like a lead magnet.
no. This is like a blueprint to scale. And
Oh my God!
if everyone watching right now, this is probably gonna be the best Whiskey Thursdays because this stuff is like, this is really good. Like, I mean, I'll go into it right now just so we save time. But
All right,
first
Shane.
things first.
I think me and you just might need to turn our cameras off and let Prab run for a couple minutes.
yeah, let's do that. Probably it's all the show is yours, my friend.
We're gonna give it
Okay.
over to you for a couple minutes here.
A little masterclass here. All right.
Here we go.
All right, guys. So first thing is like you want to define one niche, offer one product service, right? You want to niche down to put all of your energy on that. Then what I say is test it in a done for you setting. So which is what we did, test it and work one-on-one with the clients. Do you have a valid offer or proof of concept? Meaning, do you have have you delivered what your offer is a minimum of 3 times? So if your offer is 100 leads, if you delivered it, that's good. But nowadays, the game, if you're in real estate marketing, is not just the leads because everyone's offering leads, right? Leads is just a race to the bottom. So how can you make it different? Now there's appointments or like live transfers. So change up your offers was competitive with the market. Has it been validated a minimum 3 times? If it's not, keep on booking appointments. So I'll definitely go over how to book appointments briefly. You can book appointments from like Facebook messaging. You can do arrow emails. You can do Elixir. So these are some of the stuff that we teach in our program for agency owners, right? But it's just it's a variation of LinkedIn, email prospecting, email blasts, Facebook DMs. There's Ulink, and like Ulink opens up, goes to retargeting. A lot of stuff goes on. This is gonna essentially book your appointments, right? So you gotta accelerate this, and you can scale up to around 8 to 10K, even more, depending upon how much you do. And are you getting like 8 to 12 like PRs a day, right? And that's good. So when you go there, you want to follow up. If they don't answer the phone, you can do a cold call. Like you want to literally hit every single lead, and you want to get them to schedule a call. Then you can add them to an email marketing campaign, drip content on them, retarget them. You can do Zapier to Slack task, and you can friend request them on Facebook. You can do a written or email text confirmation before the call. This is really important, especially when working with agents. They're really busy people. You have to be able to like confirm it. Then you want to go to phone call, verbal confirmation. You can do a phone call confirmation as well.
Hey, sorry, let me interrupt two seconds here because you said something very, very interesting here. One of the biggest complaints that we see is that, like I'm booking appointments, but agents are ghosting me.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not that and you said something interesting, which is real estate agents are busy, right? Busy. Like everybody else, people are busy. But agents, especially during there's specific seasons too for agents, right? In different areas and different markets as well. And I think people need to realize that they're not necessarily ghosting you. They're just really busy. And if they have an opportunity to sell or list a house, guess what they're going to do? That's what they're going to do. They're not going to come. So your follow-up is critical for this, right? And I see this all the time. It's like, this real estate agent ghosted me, or how do I increase my show-up rates? Follow up, right? Just keep following up, keep reaching out, keep, suggesting a different time, keep, and the other thing too, is it may not be the right time. Like if somebody gets really busy some weeks, like there was an agent we just talked to, like 18, like they got 18 deals that they're working on. Yeah. It's like, guess what? They're not doing this week. They're not getting on your sales call to pitch some Facebook ads. That's not, they're guaranteed they're not getting on the call with you, right? So it's really, really important to understand, I think, especially for new agency owners, that real estate agents do get busy, right? And that the follow-up is critical. And anyways, I just wanted to mention that for people that are watching.
Well, it's often overlooked, so I'm glad you did.
Follow up, like when they schedule, make sure your thank you page has like a lot of content and like a lot of stuff that goes into place, right? Then you want to retarget them on GEN, Google Display Network, and Facebook.
Guys, if you're loving this, if you're loving this, like say something inside the comments here, because I only see one person. Is it Vignesh? Sorry, he's the only guy that said wow.
Oh, you know what? And I'm sorry.
This is incredible here. Thanks for sharing all this information. For the people that are watching, let us know what you think of what you're seeing. hit the like button or something. Let Prab know that, you know, the fact that he's sharing all this is really appreciated here. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
And Prab, do you have like a PDF version of this for anybody who has questions after this? They need to just go watch the replay.
If you guys go to our YouTube channel, Prab and Jazz Scaled Consulting, I literally have me going through this 55-minute video in depth. So like, you guys, by all means, it's all yours. So you guys can go check it out. Yeah. And then it comes down to closed deals. So we have like our own scripts, IP and absolute silence, different purposes. Sometimes people sell better with absolute silence. It's internal pressure. That's more advanced selling technique. Then you have 3 minimum case studies, right? You need 3 case studies because when you're running ads, people want to see your case studies. And is your offer proven? If it's not, first of all, sometimes you haven't even, like, well, I have agents I haven't even asked yet that work with us and they've gotten positive ROI. So first of all, ask them, right? Ask your clients, how are they doing? Then if it's not, improve your service, right? Make sure your product is good. At this point, your marketing should be solved. So it's marketing first, then sales, then product. But before scaling any further, make sure your product is like producing results, at least justifying your offer. Then understand the market's desires, like understand your avatar, right? Because when you're writing copy, you got to understand all that kind of stuff, right? I know agents are busy. If not, keep on talking to agents every single day or whatever prospect or niche you're in, talk to them, understand the market. Then define your KPIs, right? Like just see like how much does it cost to acquire on average and all that kind of stuff. Define it, like, because every KPI is different. KPI for real estate agent acquisition as a client is different than as opposed to signing on an agency client. And depending upon what kind of webinar you do, if you do like a GIT funnel, which is automated and you're selling a course, different type of CPA for that, right? So offer creation and packaging. Make sure you package your offer nice and you have creation, your positioning is in place. Then you want to build your high converting assets, right? Build your funnels, build all the automations, make sure they show up to the call, content, all that kind of stuff has to be in place. Then, are you booking a minimum of 5 to 10 appointments a week just from organic? If so, that's good. And you have 3 self end-to-end closes, that's good. And you have 3K to spare. The next part is start building a funnel, craft your VSL. Does it make sure there's no VSL technical errors or in the funnel? Like if there's like Zapier tasks not firing, make sure that's all in place. Set up your tracking, right? Tracking is so important. The first couple of weeks, we completely messed up tracking on our ads and it cost us quite a bit. So make sure you're tracking everything every single day. Launch cold traffic, right? At this point, you should also still be doing organic, right? Because the organic is now going to be adding to your retargeting pool. Then launch cold traffic, right? This is when you launch Facebook ads driving to a quiz funnel. Multi-channel retargeting, right? GDN, Facebook ads. You can also retarget on YouTube ads. The lead's been generated, right? So lead is like basically someone did not schedule a call yet. Let's just keep it that way. So then they can, I have another thing I'm gonna add on here. They can go to a CRM like Close, and every lead that opted in but didn't schedule, you hit them with an email to get them to try to schedule because you're squeezing everything out of that pipeline, right? And some of them will go ahead and complete survey. And the ones that didn't, they're also going to get retargeted by a hot retargeting campaign, right? And if your audience size is big enough, then they're going to go to a thank you video. Thank you video has to be good. It has to be a content dump page so they can absorb content and be sold before the call. Then you start closing prospects at a minimum of 20%. You should be closing at a minimum of 20%. Then you're going to start making profit and start scaling your paid ads. And this is how you scale, guys. This is a blueprint for scaling, right? Now, when you have 25K in cash reserves, what I recommend having 25K in the bank before doing this is you're already going to have your marketing fixed, you're going to have your sales, and you're going to have your product. So that's the M1, M2, marketing 1, sales 1, and product 1. Now you want to go to M2, which is like hiring paid ads. You can hire like a media buyer, or you can scale paid ads more. And then S2 is like, I explained this on my YouTube channel, guys, but sales, you start building a sales team, right? So you can build 2 sales teams. You can build a commission only if your economics make sense, all right? Economics have to make sense or it will break at scale. So like 5K is what I recommend your ticket price. The way we did 5K is we did a done with you approach, right? We could charge more upfront.
And knowing that you have this on your YouTube, I found your YouTube and I have pinned it in the comments. So if anybody wants to go to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel and see what kind of stuff that you are teaching there for free. It is in the comments. Again, it's pinned at the top, and we'll hand it back over. Go for it.
You guys will love the YouTube channel for sure. But like you guys have 25K in the cash reserves. Start building a sales team, in person or remote. Try it. I know if you guys are building a remote sales team, I would consult with someone that has built one before because it's something that's not like familiar. And even for an in-person sales team, just talk to people that are currently running in-person sales teams. Funnel hack people. I mean, we funnel hacked bold leads. We funnel hack street techs. Street techs does not have salespeople. That's how they're able to charge such low prices, right? Then hire SDRs. Now you can hire VAs, but I like to hire SDRs. Like I said, they can contract and subcontract out when they're self-motivated. They use the same prospecting methods that work. And that's why it's so important to validate these prospecting methods before moving forward. Then you get free appointments. And the free appointments, then you can be running paid ads on the side. And the top performing reps get paid ad leads and your total CPA goes down. Then you can start building, again, a remote sales team, hire a media buyer. You can hire a client success, a support director. I'm already thinking about this step right now as like the sales team progresses. And then you want to become the market leader. You're going to keep on doing that process over and over and over again till you're the market leader. And now you are like eliminated from the business and it's self-sustained, right? So that's like, I could probably go on for like a whole week about this stuff. This is way more complex than it looks, but I mean, this is a basic blueprint, right, guys? Check it out on YouTube. Explain it in depth. Our YouTube channel has like at least 10 to 20K in value. There's no lies about that. So that's it from me on this. I'm going to try to rush through it, but hopefully this helps for everyone that's watching right now.
I think it's awesome, man. Yeah. Amazing value. And like Prab said, if I think Matt pinned the YouTube channel up there. Look at this thing. The thing is huge.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Longer,
and I love that. I love the name of it too. I just noticed the $1 million flow chart, right?
That's what it takes still.
Yeah. It's awesome. Great motivation, Prab. Thank you so much for the value here. What program is this? What is this?
So this is
Lucid Chart or something?
This is Lucid Chart, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
That's good to use. It helps on sales calls a lot, guys.
Absolutely. I think you can get a free version of it too.
How many of you guys found that helpful? Let us know down in the comments. Was that helpful? Did it make sense? Are you going to go to watch the YouTube video, see the whole thing, the complete breakdown in depth? Let us know down below in the comments.
If you don't, I think you're crazy if you don't.
If you don't, well.
Yeah, this is what you should be doing tonight. Go check this out if you're serious.
Not saying we're going to ban you, but you just can't get in tomorrow. I don't know what happened. I'm just kidding.
Well, this is great, Prab. Thank you so much for showing this off to everybody. I'm sure it brought a lot of value to people. And this is important, right? Because you're essentially planning out your business and planning out your sales process. You guys obviously have spent a lot of time here in doing this. And it shows because you guys have, seen a lot of success over the past, over the past couple of years. So congratulations to you. Guys, if you have any last minute questions here, we're nearing, I think, close
last minute question.
PM. Yeah.
Last minute.
Prob, are you on Call of Duty?
I haven't had the time.
Doesn't have time. He's
just checking, man.
$1 million.
The conversations that go down on Call of Duty.
I want to know for people I want to know who's making $1 million a year and playing Call of Duty.
There's a lot of people. I think it just.
That's what I want to know. Because if you are, I want to know your secret. I don't have just don't have the time.
Revenue or net?
Who gives a shit, revenue or net?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, guys, last call here for questions. If you have any questions for Prab, this is the time to ask. Prab, thank you so much for coming on tonight, spending almost 2 hours with us because we talked a little bit before this show. Really appreciate the time. Everybody who's been watching, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Whiskey Thursday. It's been another great episode here, and it's been we've been trying to get you on the show for a long time. So really appreciate you. I know you're busy, guys. So I'm not seeing any. Let's see here. We've got any. No questions. guys, if there's anything
What do you guys
wanna
have no
ask Prab?
questions?
I don't know.
I know. I'm looking at it. I don't see anything.
Prab covered everything. He covered
I gave
everything.
too much value.
Too much value. Listen, a couple of little things here for, I want to talk a little bit about the academy because of course you've been through that. You've also been through a lot of other training and stuff like that. I obviously, we do this show because we want to promote the people that are coming on the show, but we also want to promote a little bit about the academy, anybody that's not familiar with it or anything like that. But for anybody out there that's kind of struggling and not, I just want to get your sense in terms of like, what you got from the academy, and also, is it a program that you would suggest for either new agency owners or even for people that are experienced, with running Facebook ads and building businesses and stuff like that?
I think like you need this program from the real estate space. Like, I don't know like how you would even succeed without it. Like every single ad has been mapped out for you guys. Every follow-up procedure. There's literally a client, like if your clients are complaining about how poor the leads are, it's not the lead quality, it's just a follow-up. And Shane and Matt guys have done like a great job of providing you guys a white label, like literally a course that your client can just go and they won't complain, right? So like everything is there for you guys to take your business to like at minimum like $8,300 a month, 6 figures. You can easily do that with this, and you can replace your regular job or you can add another side hustle. But this is like, I've invested a lot of money into courses like traffic and funnels. I've been in like all these high level masterminds. All started here, and I think we wouldn't be able to go anywhere without this. And you need this. And you need to stick it out in the real estate niche, right? It takes a little time to get started. A lot of people come and go because it's a hard niche to deal with. But if you guys have a community like Matt and Shane's, I don't think you guys will have any issues, right? So everyone there, like there's a lot of people that are doing great things in the real estate space. They're all there to help you, right? So if you guys have any questions in the private group, just tag me and I can answer them for you guys as well.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, guys, listen, we got
Shane, to answer your question.
Yeah.
Yes, Call of Duty on track for revenue into the low mid 7 figures. So
you're on track for the 7 figures. Is that what you said?
On track for the low to mid 7. It'll be 7. It's just whether or not it's 1.8, like 3.5, somewhere
there
in that
you
range.
go. Okay, fine. Guys, if you've been watching the entire time, if you're watching Whiskey Thursday the entire time from the beginning to the end, hashtag Super Trooper. If you started kind of midpoint or you're just tuning in, hashtag Trooper here near the end. We love
they don't get the hashtag Super Trooper unless they were on
from the beginning,
5 minutes of the
show,
beginning.
Right?
So.
We always just like to know who's been watching and who's supporting us and so on. But let us know if you've been watching the entire time. Hashtag Super Trooper. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate you coming on, spending 2 hours with us tonight. It's been great for the viewers. I'm sure they've gotten a ton of value out of this. If you have, just throw up a comment inside of the comment area. Just anything about Prab. Prab, you're awesome. Give Prab a huge shout out here. I think he deserves it. He shared a lot of value here. And Matt, any last words before we take off?
It's always funny because we get these lives where we won't have as many comments, and it's just like it's this weird balance between you have to like give value and like leave curiosity, but like when there's just like not a lot of curiosity and just a ton of value, people are just like silent. They're like taking notes the whole time or something. I don't know what's going on, but either way, I mean, this has been extremely valuable. I think especially if you still have questions, go to the YouTube channel, go check that out. If you're an agent who's looking for someone to help you get to the next level, make sure to go to, was it Agent Leads?
GenerateAgentLeads.com.
GenerateAgentLeads.com. So I will pin that real quick. Generate.
The phone version needs to be fixed. So if you guys are on the phone and it's like a little bit like glitchy.
Oh, the mobile's a little rough?
Yeah, phone version is low.
Well,
yeah.
Get on Just Ash about that, man. Get on him about that. He built this beautiful desktop site. Whoops, I accidentally pinned Luke Shankula's comment. He said he just showed up so he could say Super Trooper. Sorry, Luke.
He does that. I think he does that every week. He just shows up at the end.
Just say Super Trooper. What's up, Luke?
Whatever. What's up, Luke?
Good to see anyways, Why did you pin my comment? Because you got it in there before I could pin the comment I was trying to pin. Anyways. Oh, man.
All right.
Just as, or I'm sorry, any last minute, I don't know, insights, things that people are missing that they need to make sure, like, no brainer, fix this first, newbie mistake?
Personally, like if you guys like if you're gonna be in the real estate space, it's really really rewarding. But the beginning is always a little bit rocky. What I've seen, but once you can get the ball rolling, it becomes really easy, and you start loving what you do. One more thing I wanted to share here, but like for those of you guys that like are agencies or service businesses, we do have a coaching program, right? So everything that we use with our own agency right now, like we're teaching it. And the reason why, like, why are you guys running a coaching program for agency? One, it's fun. I love seeing people scale. Like we helped this guy go from 0 to 150K in like 2 months.
An agency?
Agency, yeah. Like it's
that
like
is
a
awesome.
new offer and challenge offer. And it's stuff that we use right now. Now we're also adding in how to build remote sales team and commission teams once we crack it. So once it's profitable for us, then and only then will we share it with our private students. But if you guys are interested, visit www.scaledconsulting.com, and then you guys can find more information there.
Awesome. And feel free to shoot me that link or put the link down in the comments later so that people can see that if they're looking for it, they're not sure what it was. Obviously, we're going over it really quick the last minute. But if you're an agency owner and you're like, hey, I would love to have, you know, a little bit more one-on-one. Is it one-on-one? Is it group? What does that look like?
It's group coaching, but we have one-on-one aspect on the weekly calls.
I love it. And budget-wise, are we talking about under 5, over 5?
Right now, it's under 5. So
under 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can tell you
For the next 5 people.
from personal experience, like getting one-on-one coaching for how long is it?
So we take you in for a year because we know like how hard it is to scale a business. We take you in for a year, right? So
all my one-on-one coaching for a year or longer has always been at least 12,000. So
at least that.
At least that.
You need to up the price.
God, some of the coaching programs I've been looking at have been like close to 50K for a year.
Dude, like if you can make your money back, that's all it comes down to in my head. Yeah, you make my money back.
Well, listen, Prab, thank you so much. Everybody that's tuned into Whiskey Thursday today, thank you so much for joining us, along with the last minute people that have just tuned in, specifically Luke Shankula. Single him out here for a second. But
he's coming in just to see if there's a giveaway, he says.
That's the only reason why he's tuning in at the last minute.
Oh, Luke.
Anyways, Prab, thank you so much for spending so much time with us. Really, really appreciate it. Stick around here for just a couple of minutes. Everybody that's been watching, thanks a lot for tuning into Whiskey Thursday. Guys, if you're watching from YouTube and you're wondering where you can watch the live, go to the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group, and you can find us there every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Matt, and our
8 p.m. Eastern Time-ish. No promises.
Ish. Matt and I host the show here, and then we have amazing guests like Prab, that come on and share an amazing amount of value. Make sure to tune in next week. We've got Angel Martinez coming on. That's going to be an interesting. There's some secrets there that nobody knows about. Where this guy comes from. So
we've got a pretty killer lineup coming up. We've got Angel. Let me look at it real quick. We got Angel. We've got Esteban, who is crushing it in the investor space. Then we got Zach Weiss. I'm really excited about that one because he has got over 100,000 TikTok followers. He's at 109.9 right now. So keep an eye on it. It'll probably be higher by the time he gets on here. But he's crushing
that Whiskey Thursday should be basically dedicated to us just doing TikTok videos.
Yeah, help us, Zach. Help. No.
Oh, you know what we didn't do tonight? We didn't do our TikTok video.
It's all right. We'll get it next time.
That's too bad. We're supposed to be doing that every single Whiskey Thursday. That's a new thing. Come on, Matt.
Well, maybe it's not a thing. We'll have to ask Zach.
No, maybe it isn't. Yeah. Are you getting any followers from it?
I don't think so.
No. So maybe it just sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I got more. I put a video up this week. My kid I don't know why, but he just like was obsessed with how much he had gone to the bathroom. And I put that video up and I was getting decent response.
All right, well, listen,
Hilarious.
let's wrap this up. Prob, stick around. Everybody who's been watching Whiskey Thursday, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you next week. Take it easy.
Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.